Hi, and how are you? And this is the Naomi cabinet, and as you can see in the bottom here we have the Naomi 2, the kind of console itself, and on top of that is the netdimm. So the netdimm has a network cable going into a Raspberry Pi, and it's a crossover cable. So the netdimm, you assign an IP address and you give an IP address to the Raspberry Pi and a bit of software installs, and you transfer the game to the netdimm. So the netdimm is very much like a Dr. 64 EverDrive super wildcard, you know, one of those systems. So it's the full Naomi 2 system, official system, and then you use the netdimm to transfer the Naomi games to it. So I've just turned it on there and let's see how it goes. So that's it, booting up there. So Naomi is booting up now, waiting on the game to be transferred. So I'll try and zoom in on this thing. So using the LCD panel, I choose a game. So I've selected Capcom versus SNK, and it's now sending. And what happens when you hit send is the Naomi reboots. And you get a loading message. You get a loading message on the Naomi console. Message of sending on the Raspberry Pi. So the Naomi has a fairly big list of games. And you can have most of them on the SD card, and as long as you have a Naomi 2 with a 512 meg netdimm, you can play pretty much all of them, depending on what kind of control panel you have. So after the game loads, it reboots, checks the memory, reboots again, and then the game should load. I've got a 3-button control panel, 6-button control panel, a baseball, and a golf one. So I don't have any driving control panel, but you kind of use the other cabinet for that. So here we go. Loading game now. So the game loads up as if you had put an actual cartridge in.
Capcom versus SNK. Millennium Fight 2000.
That's pretty much it. Then you can use the credit button or play the game. Trying to play this one-handed. You get the idea. So if you don't want to play that game anymore, you can go back to your just load this one. WWE Royal Rumble. Press send, and as soon as you hit send, the game that was currently loaded on Naomi just reboots. Naomi restarts, and the next game loads up. So all in all, it'll take about 3 or 4 minutes to switch games. And it's the same process. The game transfers, you get the message about now loading. Finishes loading, reboots. And it checks the memory. And then reboots one last time for the game to load, so not too long. You can probably hear the fans there. The Naomi 2 has quite a loud fan, like quite a loud case fan. We can't really hear it though when the game's on. So, game should load now. Okay, so this is a good example of the trouble you'll have with these. Okay, not so much with this game, but in the Naomi there is a BIOS for different regions. I've got a multi-region BIOS in there, and the multi-region is selectable by dip switches. So some games actually don't start unless you have it set to Japan. Some games when you start you have it set to USA. So there can be some messing around to try and get the games to load correctly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing about this is I guess the Naomi runs on a 31 kilohertz monitor, so it's 640 by 480 resolution. Pretty much double the old JAMA cabinets. So that is the Naomi 2 with the netdimm. And then above this I have there's like a piece of MDF that the cabinet that the Naomi comes in. And I just trace that out on a few sheets of MDF, and I mount all my other PCs on them using the little feet. So next up we'll swap over and put the PC in and compare. Swapping over, there's not really much involved. So we need to take out of the Naomi VGA and the audio, and connect these up to the PC. So a VGA here. And the audio, little adapter there. Okay, so the PC power supply. PC is just a motherboard and a processor. It's a Intel i7 6700K processor and the motherboard. About 200 odd quid on eBay. The card, it's a ATI card, the last one that they made that supports VGA out, or I should say analog out via a DVI-I port. It's probably the best one to get. It's called a R9380X. So you build a PC as normal. Windows 10 is on this, and then you run the Calamity EMU driver, and that forces the machine, Windows and so on, to only run in 64480, which suits the Naomi monitor. But it has these super resolutions for running MAME, so you can play games like, you know, Final Fight and Street Fighter 2 and so on as well. So I can play Naomi stuff on demul, emulator at the correct resolution, and you can play other games with scanlines. So I'll show you how those look. Okay, so that's the PC turning on. And there's the PC turned on. So I have to adjust a few things actually. So far we've connected the video and the audio. So we have to do the controls. So keep things original, so you don't break anything or modify something permanently. These are the player inputs. So take them out of Naomi, and I plugged them into these little connector boxes that I bought from RS Online. That's all you do, connect them into that. And there's a small mini pack in there. There are things you can kind of buy online, you can try and get online, called a JVS pack, but in my experience they're just no longer available. So buying the little connector blocks and a mini pack, it's not going to cost more than 30-40 euros, and it does pretty much the same thing. Another thing you can probably notice on the screen there, after playing the Naomi, you can see the stretch just a bit too wide on this, so let me adjust the monitor here. Just to get the width right. It's good to me. And just to give you an idea of what Emudriver does, if I go into settings and display, you can see the resolution is 644 recommended. I won't let you do anything else. And then the rest of the resolutions are the super resolutions for use in MAME. But demul will only use 644/80 in full screen. So I have this kind of linked up to Hyperspin. Let's give this a blast. And compare. There you go. So what was the game we were playing there? Capcom SNK. So here's the same game running on demul. Pretty familiar with Hyperspin. Hyperspin, you configure, it's a front end that works pretty well with different emulators. And you can see it's a lot faster than the Pi. As you'll see now when it loads up, it looks exactly the same. So this is running full screen, 640, 480, same resolution. So I have a wireless keyboard here for putting credits in. And then press the start button. So if I had two Naomi cabinets side by side, could you tell the difference? If one was running the netdimm and one was running the PC, could you tell the difference? I don't think so. And it's much faster swapping over on the emulator than it is on the netdimm. So with the emulator, you just press escape, and then you just find your next game. And plus there's some games I was never actually able to get working on the netdimm at all, such as Street Fighter 03 Upper. And here's the Marvel vs. Capcom game you're asking about. Bit of a close up there on the screen so you can see the quality of it. So again, it's running the exact same resolution as the actual Naomi with 640, 480 going to the official Naomi monitor. I think it's a Sanwa monitor. It only does 31 kilohertz, which is what the Naomi was designed for. Now, another thing about the official Naomi cabinet working with the Naomi 2 system is the controller systems. So, you know, you might want to play House of the Dead 2 or Confidential Mission. You're going to have a problem with that in Naomi because, well, House of the Dead 2 needs a special board and BIOS, and Confidential Mission, you need the special sensors. As you can see, I have sensors above here, but this is designed for the PC. These are these aim track guns. So it's actually a lot easier to use a PC for those type of games. I'll just load a Confidential Mission to show you.
Loading complete.
Just So you can take down one of these aim track guns. If you keep an eye on eBay, I've bought a few parts, as I said before. I bought a 6-button, I had 3-button that came with this. I bought a golf, for the virtual golf panel with 220-ish. I've bought a baseball control panel, a few others. Still keeping an eye out for the gun system, but you know, they seem to go for 200-300 euros. So this is a much cheaper system if you're using the PC. Used to play this a lot when I was younger, but again, seems very accurate to me. The emulation on this. And you get the idea. Now, here's the other part about the PC that's pretty good. So if we come out of and go into, say, mame. So this is where the the Emudriver software for the PC with the ATI card. Number one, it's definitely recommended even with a 31 kHz monitor, because it's going to force your system to the right resolution. But secondly, you'll see this now. Like if I choose, well, it doesn't really matter any of these games. So I have a couple of electrocoin cabs that are 31 kHz. Sorry, they're 15 kHz, so they're designed for the old style games. But if you use mame and you have it configured correctly with the scanlines, really you can't tell the difference. Try that again.
Loading complete.
I think it'll just load up mame directly. Let's see what this is like. Okay, so the original video resolution on this game was 384 by 224, and you can see the switch res is 2560 by 448, so you're getting 5 times the width and twice the height, but it's exactly twice the height, and with a scan line in between, you're really not going to be able to tell the difference between this and a 15 kilohertz monitor. You can see those scan lines there. Get you an idea in there. So this is using the shaders in MAME to give that scanline effect, and I have to say, it looks really well.